Regular session, can we admit everyone?
Everyone has been admitted. If we could
Everyone
just
has
give,
been admitted?
just give it a minute for everyone to kind of come back
Okay.
in.
Very good.
Billy, you
Say again, sir? I'm sorry.
send warrants in?
I'm glad to hear that you've got some.
I have that in front of me.
Okay,
I'll screen share, sir.
okay, thank you. Okay. I was looking for it. Okay. Thank you.
Mr.
How are
Chairman,
we doing?
all yours, sir.
Thank you very much. The executive session has concluded. We're back on the record on the Wednesday, June 9th, regularly scheduled meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners. Your attention is to item number 4 on the agenda, regular agenda.
Motion to approve the redrafted minutes of the open session meeting of May 26, 2021 for approval.
Second,
Motion made and seconded to approve the redrafted minutes of the open session meeting of May 26, 2021. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Number 5, please.
Motion to adopt the minutes of the open session meeting of June 2nd, 2021.
second,
Motion made and seconded to accept the minutes of the open session meeting of the June 2nd, 2021 meeting. All in favor?
aye.
That's
Okay,
unanimous.
number
Number
six.
6, please.
Motion to accept the minutes of the executive session meeting of June 2nd, 2021 for approval, but to hold them. What's the language on that? We hold them for what, Joe?
I always say till the matter's adjudicated or just to a further date, while it's still under consideration.
Okay, all right. All right, but to hold them up while the matter is still under consideration.
All right, second that motion.
Motion made and seconded to accept the minutes of the executive session meeting of June 2nd, 2021 and hold their release until the matter is resolved. All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Number 7. Yes, who's that? Okay, number 7, public comment.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Register O'Donnell, Bill O'Donnell, hello, all commissioners, everyone on the call. When it's appropriate, I had written to you that I wanted to address something in public comment that came up, and when it's appropriate, let me know.
Well, if you want to do it now, I have no objection. If the other commissioners do, we can either do it now or at emergency.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with doing it now. Really, it involves two questions. One, a registry personnel paper was properly prepared and it wasn't on the agenda for today, and I wanted to know why. And then the second question was, why wasn't this, again, registry personnel paper, otherwise known as the blue paper, being signed today, as it was a filled position, a budgeted position for a person that's willing to start work on June 14, 2021, which is Monday. So those are the two questions that I'd like to ask the county commissioners for answers to.
Okay, well, let me give you what I think is an answer, Mr. Register. On the June 2nd meeting, after lengthy discussion, the board voted, and I'll read you back what we just approved in the minutes. Pretty straightforward, although there was a lot of discussion. To initiate a hiring freeze for the non-essential employees, excluding seasonal employees until July 1st, 2021. Now, that was last Wednesday, and I believe the request came here Friday morning.
Well,
Before we had written, wait a minute, let me finish. Before we had written the minutes of this meeting, I find it a little ambitious to bring in within 24 hours of a meeting, talking about a hiring freeze. Granted, it's only a 3-week hiring freeze according to the date we set on it, to bring it in. Number one, if it can wait till July. Number two, we have to look at where it came from. And number three, I received also from other units, some requests that were in the pipeline long before June 2nd. And I speak of the school, and I had prior told them to put it in writing and send it to me. I got it today, but I was aware of that also, and I didn't feel it was good to entertain one or the other. I'm still sorting a lot of this out in my mind, but what good was it to take that vote and then the very next day open it up? I don't see what a 3 or 4 week wait, what major difference it is. We have a record of approving these blue papers. I can't give you the figures, but it's above 99% since I've been here. And if some outside folks who are working with us have requested us to slow down a little till the budget catches up with it and the management report perhaps catches up with it, but I'm not saying that. I'm not basing it all on the management report because it may not be here in July. And I just think we're not prepared to entertain it today, and that's the reasoning. That it's not on the agenda. I don't think it was late necessarily. I think our record stands for itself, and we do the very best we can, and we're looking for a little time here.
No, Mr. Chairman, I can appreciate that. If you're saying there's time and this will be approved and voted, on the Wednesday after July 1st, whatever that is.
Well, but again, don't hold me to that date. I would say that we will absolutely look at it after July 1st. Might be the Wednesday, might be the Wednesday before. Well, it can't be before, but
No. And the reason is we bring the blue paper over, and remember, the registry determined that this was an essential person. This position was filled, and we appreciated your vote on May 26th. The commissioners voted and approved this position. The position was accepted. The paperwork went over there. Unfortunately, and there could be a number of reasons, sometimes words matter in public. The person who accepted the position didn't, so we declined to finally come. So we have another person. So I guess what I'm saying is, if there was a need on May 26th, which you people recognized, and as registrars, someone trying to lead this organization, we needed this person. The person, with all due respect, I would say is essential to the operation. And the blue papers were signed on May 26th. So we just, there was no skullduggery that this came up. We have to react and run an operation. The person said that they couldn't, and we sent the paper over, just substituting in a person who is willing to show up on June 14th, which is what the blue paper said, and the blue paper was signed on May 26th. I guess, if you need time, fine, but the reason we're here in public comment, I don't make a point, I'd rather be put on the agenda. I think when a paper goes over, it should have been put on the agenda, and then we could have had these discussions. And the reason I wrote to the commissioners, at least giving you the courtesy and trying to be transparent that I was going to address this in public session, was I got an email that said that as to blue papers, everything except non-essential and non-seasonal positions were going to be put on hold. And furthermore, the interim county director wrote, this decision will be reconsidered after the next fiscal year. Well, after the next fiscal year, I read that to be after, June 30th, 2022. So at least you're clarifying for me, Mr. Chairman. You're saying it's July 1st, 2021. So that gives me comfort.
That's what we voted, July 1st, 2021, and I realize it's 3 weeks.
But that wasn't the email I got when the paper went over. I didn't even get it. My staff got it.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman, politely. I understand Mr. O'Donnell's concern is legitimate, and it was actually expressed to me by a couple other department heads. It was an inadvertent mistake by Michelle, and I brought it to her attention. She was away. Michelle had taken time off, well-deserved, I may add, and she was away, and I sent out a subsequent memo to clarify that. It did look, initially, it looked like we were freezing everything until the end of fiscal 22, which I don't think was our intent. That was not our intent.
I'm sure if everyone thought that was the intent, the roof would have fallen in since last Wednesday. If that
I think that was clarified by Michelle. I want to defend her on that. And
Correct.
quickly when I brought it to her attention. But Billy, I think that, you've made your point and I understand where you're going and I understand the position is important, but I bet the same argument, with all due respect, Mr. Chairman, could be made by other people who are working for the county as well. And I think we made a vote, which to freeze things, to put it on hold, but just for a couple of weeks. And I fully intend, I hope we will be looking at all these things and take care of them as soon as the new fiscal year begins. That's our intent. I don't think we're going to freeze out people starting in July 1. That wasn't, my goal was to kind of take a break. We had a good discussion with the finance committee and I felt like it was okay. Let's put the brakes on and see where we're at. We start the new year. I think.
Commissioner Stay, okay.
Go ahead.
No, Commissioner Stay, I appreciate that. And again, based on the communication, that's why we put this on public comment.
Right.
But I would say, I don't create these situations, believe me. It would have been a lot easier. You have a person starting June 14th, the county director, you signed the papers last week. We've started this process a long time ago as well. And I just think it's unique in the sense that May 26th, we sent the personnel papers over because it's essential to our operation to have people come in and index documents, collect the monies, do everything that we do here at the registry. And we were just substituting in a person that the position was filled on May 26th. So that's kind of the unique situation that I feel is in this case. And also, I'm somewhat, so I don't know what your views are on that, you're just substituting in a vote that you already took on May 26th. That's one. And two, I would say, as someone that watches these people every day, these employees, they're key to the registry operations. They are essential employees. And I mean, if your motion said they're non-essential, I would disagree with that. I hope that's not what's being conveyed because, my goodness, these people have been working very hard. They've been working hard through COVID. And as Register of Deeds, I determine that they're essential, just as you would determine other people are essential. But when I'm looking at the papers today and seeing non-seasonal people, and I think, hey, we all had kids. I hope kids should be hired. And I'm not saying they shouldn't be. They should be. But when you're looking at the dollar amounts of the people, even at the low amount of $13.50 an hour, looking at what's before you, that's almost $10,000. This person who we're holding up papers, who's willing to work on June 14th, my dad was in a union. You know where I am. I think these people deserve more money. She gets they'll get $750 a week entry level, $20 an hour, which will go up to, I think, $20.45 on July 1st. So, I'm just saying, I appreciate that you're going to wait. That's great. But I'm not waiting so that it doesn't get voted on. I want it voted and approved. And I think I'm making the case that this should have been voted and approved because of the circumstances here. And if it's about money, some of these seasonal people, when you add up the whole money that you're spending, it's a heck of a lot more than a key employee. All our employees are key because they're dealing with the biggest asset most of us have is our homes. They're bringing monies in for the state, for the county, for the registry, and they're doing a great job. And we need to have them here in order to keep the great operation we have. So I was just hoping you could see fit that this is kind of unique, that you saw fit to sign the papers on May 26th, and we're just substituting a person in to start on June 14th, who's willing to start on June 14th, just like your employee is starting on June 14th.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I don't want to compare this to the matter of hiring a county director, which started way back in February, was well publicized. We hired an outside agency, and many hours were spent on it. I also don't want to be tricked into saying who's essential and who's not. That's the way I took the vote. But before the ink was dry on this vote to get a paper, I had already had a conversation with the school, and they said, oh, we're sending down a new teacher that will be coming aboard, et cetera, et cetera. I said, it's got to be in July. You've got to send me a letter, and we'll get to it. I couldn't then turn around. I'm trying to treat everyone the same here, but I know people work hard. Every week, we realize that. We've got other items that deal with it, but I mean, we're trying to get something accomplished here in a wider way than this particular hiring. Not that it's not important, you can turn around and tell the person I said it was, you're not essential. Well, I'm not gonna fight that fight. I'm not gonna make that determination. I'm one member of this board. If I get outvoted, I get outvoted. That's fine. But where have we rejected anything that's been hurried through before?
Mr.
The
Chairman,
registry of deeds.
Mr. Chairman,
And I don't think we're gonna do it in the future, but we're gonna look at everything. Lay it on the table. Yes, Commissioner Staley.
all right. In an effort to perhaps find a compromise if it's possible, I know Registrar Donald has made his case on behalf of the person. We also have a policy in which we said there'll be no hiring until July 1. This position was previously approved. This position is to fill something that came up, I guess, right at the bottom bubble of the decision we made. Would it make sense to vote, make the appointment, but effective July 1? That way he can plan accordingly and know it. The person would start then. And we're not going to start anybody until that fiscal year ends. So we can make that person's hire date effective July 1. That'd be something to be a compromise.
I'm not gonna support it, but you could certainly make a motion. I'm gonna deal with it in July.
Okay. I just
Mr.
was
Chairman?
throwing it out there.
And that would be fine with the registry to start, Commissioner Stady's motion. That seems to be a reasonable approach.
I just felt trying to find the middle ground. I think if the policy will still be intact, we're not hiring anybody until July 1. This person, it's not a new position, if you will. It's really, it's already been approved by us, the paper was signed. It's, it's,
What is the difference between that and what I said is we're gonna deal with it after July 1?
I'm getting some echo, Mr. Chairman. I'm having trouble.
Three, Mr. Chairman, just a point of technical clarification for
Go
those
ahead.
who are joining us via the telephone. If you could possibly take your phone off speaker, what it does is it captures the speaker's voices and then regurgitates them back, creating an echo. So
Thank you.
if folks are possible, that would be quite helpful. Thank you.
Right. I just wanted to offer that, but okay.
Okay. If it's a motion, we can make a motion, whatever you want.
Want to get closure on this, so,
Yes, I do.
okay. I'll, for the sake of brevity, I'll make a motion that we move forward on that appointment, but with a hiring date not until July 1, 2021.
On Commissioner Stady's motion, do we have a second?
No.
Okay, that motion fails for lack of a second. Anything else on this matter? Okay, I believe that if we have no other public comment, we're going to move on to number 8, please.
Oh, no, Commissioner Shea,
Yes?
I'd like to make a public comment on behalf of Leah McGahey.
And who is this, please? I can't see.
I'm sorry, my name is Peg Comer.
Uh-huh, go ahead.
Okay, so Commissioners, I'm speaking on behalf of Leah, and I would like to say she is writing on behalf of the registry and maintenance employees to share our response to Joe Reardon's May 25th letter to the Commissioners on the topic of new hires and promotions. We had a meeting and discussion with the Abrams Group on Tuesday, March 8th, 2021. Our biggest concern working with the Abrams Group was the possibility of our job cuts or promotions. We were told that having our feedback will help the Norfolk County to reorganize operations, establish financial policies, budget forecast, and long-term capital improvement plan. This feedback will help find ways to improve the Norfolk County operations and not to cut our jobs or promotions. The Abrams Group Research Project is here to help us gain a smooth transition using new and fast-growing technology. Hiring freeze should not be a consideration. The Norfolk County has hired a new county director with a 6% increase in salary. Likewise, filling any vacant positions or promotions will give a boost in the economy, workplace, and giving new job opportunities for our Norfolk County citizens, especially after a long 14-month COVID-19 pandemic. These are great opportunities for our citizens. We can still use the Abrams Group recommendations in progress and move forward on readjusting, reorganizing, and working our way into the future with the positive approach and encouragement. Again, a hiring freeze should not be considered. On a second topic, the pandemic pay proposal. Register O'Donnell proposed a $2,000 per employee pandemic pay. This is a one-time proposal. This proposal does not come out of the county funds or county departments other than the Registry of Deeds. This is not a financial issue. We understand it needs to be reviewed with legal counsel. However, please consider allowing this small token to be given to employees as a positive reinforcement and appreciation of their work. COVID-19 impacted employees took pride in their work and helped boost the Registry of Deeds economy to a point greater than ever before, which in turn supports the entire Norfolk County community. Once again, thank you for your consideration and support. Leah McGahee, Executive Board Member.
Thank you very much. Any other public comment? Number 8, Facilities Maintenance Capital Improvement Report and Corona Update. John McGowan.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
I have once again, I'm happy to report, no COVID incidents at all since quite a while now. And I have no capital improvement reports to make today either. So, but I do have some information I don't know if you know that Governor Baker's going to be in Quincy Court Monday. That's what I heard. Somebody called me and told me that. I don't know how true it is, but maybe Michelle can look into it and find out.
Mm-hmm.
Just for your information. I'm only passing that on.
I don't think we have
but I'll
anything.
answer any questions. Pardon?
I don't think we've heard anything. I've been reviewing everything, but it's good to
Yeah,
know.
I just wanted to make you aware of it in case
Yeah.
it is true, you know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to have you look into it if you can. And I'm here to answer any questions if you have any about last week or this week, or whatever.
Any questions? Any questions for John?
Yeah, just, John, Mr. Chairman, through you, of course. Nancy Rockwell telephoned us about the Stoughton project that we were going to do a site visit on, and hopefully she'll have some information soon. It had to do with a structural engineer's report because of the kind of relocation, if you will, and the weight of the new material, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And as of now, go ahead, John.
As I know from my information I got, is he's not going there until the 17th of the month, and he's not going there until after working hours. So I know Nancy's trying to change it. I believe she's going to let me know.
Okay.
As
Let
of
me
this
know
morning,
during
that's correct. As of this morning, it's next Thursday at 4 p.m. We're trying to move it up, but at that time, I'm told he's also going to do that inspection. We're trying to get it moved up.
Yeah, well,
And
that's what
will
I heard too.
Keep everyone in the loop.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you.
Any questions for John from the commissioners?
Boy, I like that.
Okay, John, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Oh,
Number 9,
thank you.
appointments. We have no appointments scheduled. Number 10, old business. Michelle or Bill, do we have any old business that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, Chairman.
Okay, number 11, personnel matters. We have a number of personnel matters at the agricultural school, and we have one in the maintenance department and one change of address. So we've got 1, 2, 20 notices of contingent appointment of students at $13.50 an hour, effective July 5th. There's 20 of them. If we could have a motion on that, I'd appreciate it.
Motion.
Yeah, I'll second the motion for the contingent appointment of those individuals for the Aggie School, by and large, the student workers at the rate stated, and for the date of July 5, 21, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's unanimous. The next one is
Oh, the change of
Nope.
address, sorry. I did.
notice of a contingent employment for a camp horse instructor, effective 7/5/21. If I could have a motion on that. That's also at the school.
Is that again, Mr. Chairman now, so is that a new appointment or is that a?
That's the camp, Dick. I think it's a camp.
Okay,
It's for the summer camp, but
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
it's
so
a
I'm
new
asking,
I believe it's a new horse instructor. I don't know the old one.
no, no, but it's a summer thing, it's a seasonal thing.
Right.
That's all I was wondering about. I'm fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll move it. That's fine.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And at last at the school is a change of address for an employee at the school, effective 6/19.
Right. Move the notice of change of address for Barbara to say effective 6/19.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. That's unanimous.
Aye.
And one in the maintenance department is a recent resignation effective 6/11/21.
I move the acceptance of the resignation of William Kelly of Dedham, roving utility worker, effective 6/11/21.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. It's
Aye.
unanimous. Number 12, payroll and expense warrants for approval.
I don't have those, but Billy said he had them.
Through you,
Yeah, I don't
Mr.
have 'em.
Chair,
Bill, can you read them?
if you give me a moment, I will just screen share them, and I am happy to. There you are. There is just two.
Okay, I would move, Mr. Chairman, of the payroll of the county 21-49 in the amount of $134,982.61.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous.
I
Next,
move the second with the expense of the county of July 2nd, 21 in the amount of $33,134.15.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Next,
Where are we here?
we have number 13, no bid openings today.
Right.
Number 14, we have some contract awards. Nancy is here with us. I'm going to switch chairs with her, and Nancy Rockwell will bring us up to date on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contract awards and one at the Superior Court. So there's 6 in all. So we're going to switch seats. That's all. Come on in, Nancy.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. The 4 contracts for the school, we have electrical work as needed for a period of 3 years. Recommendation to award to Steel Light Body, who is a present contractor. Carpentry work as needed for the agricultural high school for a period of 3 years. Award to AGEM Construction Incorporated. They also are the present vendor. We have servicing inverters and burner controls for the Norfolk Country Agricultural High School for a period of 3 years to Industrial Burner Systems. Also the present vendor. And then last for the school will be school bus transportation for a period of 3 years to WT Holmes Transportation, who has been our school bus vendor for several years.
Okay. These were opened, is it
On May 26th,
May 26th, and the due diligence is done.
yes.
And these are, in most cases, people that were doing the work, but we need to re-award them. So we need a motion to award these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not number 5?
Yeah.
Not yet, don't call it. The first 4, the carpentry, electrical, and the burner services, and then the school bus. So I think we need to take them individually. On the carpentry work as needed, do we have a motion?
Motion.
We need to spell out the terms or just as read? Okay.
As per bid, as
Oh.
per bid
Right,
submitted.
a second motion as per bid.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. On the electrical work on an as-needed basis for 3 years.
As bid. I'll make the motion.
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous. On servicing of burners and burner controls for a period of 3 years.
I'll make the motion as bid.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
School bus. And last, school bus transportation for a period of 3 years.
I'll make the motion as bid.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Now I'm going to bring Nancy back.
Uh,
This is on one we've been working on quite a while. Go ahead, Nancy.
The last contract for consideration of award today is for the repair to the Norfolk County Superior Court Dome and the application of an elastro metal coating. There were 3 bidders for this project: the Olson Company, Cal Hest Restoration and Weatherproofing, and Paul J. Rogan. The Olson Company, being the low bidder, qualified as per the bid submitted in the amount of $1,097,800, adding alternate 1 in the amount of $280,358 for a total bid of $378,158.
Okay, this is not a real old chestnut, but we've certainly been talking about it for the first quarter of this year quite a bit. I think we're ready. We're happy with the vendor. I had an earlier conversation with Nancy. We're very proud of our Superior Court building, and certainly all of Dedham is proud too, but we got to pay attention to it. We have a first-class team put together. We're going with the better paint, commissioners, or the best paint we can get. And it will be gold with hope when it's all done. So we're anxious to get started because one thing leads to another when you get into these old buildings, but we got our fingers crossed. This is a big step for us.
So Joe, through you to Nancy, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Nancy, I don't know anything about the bidder. This is a strong candidate for us.
Yes, they have extensive experience. One of the references I got was from the architect of the Capitol building of the United States of America. They've done 4 major projects to the dome on that building over the past 15 years. He really couldn't say enough about the quality of their work and
Okay,
professionalism.
and the price, John McGowan was good with the price. You were good with the price?
Is John,
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
How does that compare to the other bid we had? Higher, lower, ballpark?
It's a little high by $109,000 from the first one. It's still lower than the other 2 received. We were able to at least know a comparison without going blindly with just one bid.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm sorry, Nancy. Mr. Chairman, through you, just help me
Yes.
educate me a little bit. This is something that obviously we get reimbursed for, though, right, from the state? But we have to front it? Upfront?
Correct.
we're funding it through the bond,
Okay,
and it will be reimbursable at some point as the work goes forward through court rental reimbursement.
okay, great.
And
Okay.
then also, if you choose to award this, I would also ask at the same time if you would simultaneously approve the notice to proceed for Olson.
All right, I'll make the motion as bid.
Let's go. Absolutely. Second.
okay, on the first question, the motion bid to award it to Olson Corporation, all in favor? Aye, that's unanimous. The second, we would need a motion to order them to proceed, and I can sign for the county
Yes.
if, based on this motion, and then we're gonna get to it. And then last call, I want to say that, the size of this amount and the age of this building, triggers concerns always, but again, I can't say again how historically important this building is and how proud we are of it, so.
I'll make a motion that the chair sign the document to allow work to begin.
Second the motion with pleasure.
And
Okay.
to authorize the Anson Company to proceed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we
And
speak and
If
sign.
I can just jump in too, Joe, so
Sure.
like every other week. So
You gotta
my
go?
kids still aren't on the school bus. They're not gonna be on the school bus for the rest of the year. I'm gonna have to cut out. I'm gonna put you on my phone. And I will be I'll be listening, and hopefully I can talk. And if I get too loud, Bill can mute me and hopefully unmute me when you have a vote, okay? All right, I'll be right in. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Take
Okay,
care.
thank you.
Okay, take care. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
All right, this concludes the matter, item number 14, which is contract awards. And then we're gonna go to number 15, which is a report on the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. Assistant Director Buckley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In the interest of time, I really don't have much report. I know I got you some additional information earlier today regarding a portion of the guidance, and I'll continue to research that for you. The only thing, again, to keep on our radar is we're following closely the respectful but spirited debate between the legislature and the governor as to who would have the power to appropriate the state's portion of ARPA funds, because that obviously directly and indirectly affects how the commissioners proceed from here. That bill was filed last week. There was a joint press conference between Speaker Mariano and President Spilka. It has not reached the governor's desk yet, and I will continue to keep you updated on that. Obviously, it really speaks to the mechanics of the issue. The only other thing is continuing to have a really positive dialogue with advisory board member Ms. St. Aubin from Norfolk, who's been asked for updates by her select board. We gave her the letters probably just about the same time that the select board received the letters in Norfolk. She was very happy with the PowerPoints and the information we were able to give her, and she wanted to convey her gratitude at the deliberative way in which the commissioners are proceeding. So little praise every now and again, always a good thing. But that is all I have for you today.
Any questions of Mr. Buckley about American Rescue Act of 2021, also a frequent flyer subject?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, through you,
Yes,
with your permission. Number one, Billy, as always, thank you for your effort. By the way, congratulations on your recent election too, by the way. Number
Thank you.
two,
Can't get rid of me that easy.
no problem. I would say though with caution that I'm getting concerned in terms of where we're not going perhaps fast enough. I'll just say politely. Barnstable County, it came to my attention, has moved forward. In fact, they have now, with the funds from ARPA, they're going to hire a full-time person that will oversee the management, the oversight, and the spending. That was documented in the Cape Cod paper a week ago. I came across that. We know every county's different. I know that. I know. And we're not Barnstable. I understand that. But I want to make sure, again, that we're not going to miss out in doing this the right way. And if we need to be putting together a team or even a person or people, we should be actually looking at that as we move along here a little bit. We seem to keep waiting for the state to react. We're waiting for someone else to kind of carry the load. And all those advisories that I get, I'm checking them. I'm sure we all are. They all more or less say the same thing. They say broadband, they say water infrastructure, essential personnel and other things like that. And more or less, they're not really clarifying any more than what we got almost a month ago, Billy, right? I mean, it seems like we're getting the same song and it's the same material coming at us. I think at some point, honest to God, Mr. Chairman, I think we got in the new fiscal year, Fisher Cup 8. And if we're going to take the money, let's get it done and set up a committee and get some consultants in there. Maybe talk to our new director on that matter when he gets on board next week. But certainly, Barnstable's moving ahead. And I know we're close to Plymouth. I understand that. But we should be looking at what other people are doing and make sure we're not left behind. That's all. But thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
I agree. I do know some folks in Barnstable County. They got a different charter, but they do dredging and they do water and sewer. So
right,
we don't. But those are two of the big items, particularly the water and sewer throughout the Cape. Most of the area that I have a second home in, nobody's on water and sewer, but
yeah,
they're talking about it and it's coming. And county function there, not a city.
Right. Oh, you're right. Good point. Absolutely good point.
And but we're very, very similar to Bristol and Plymouth and us. I mean, they don't do water and sewer either. And we're in constant communication. Okay, American Rescue Plan. Okay, number 16. Fiscal year capital budget vote. If you'll know, last week in the meeting, which was very lengthy and we had a lot on our agenda, that this was on last week's meeting. It's necessary for us to approve the capital planning budget that was submitted to the advisory board for fiscal 2022. I didn't have it in front of me and I didn't have the individual backup. All we had was the cover sheets and everyone was courteous enough to put it off 1 week, but we do need a vote today on approval of a capital planning program for the next fiscal year of following items: $1,109,895. And it lists where the money will come from, and it lists what it is. And then in the background, it lists all of our capital items that we have for your use. But it's necessary to have a vote today to complete the 2022 budget.
Mr. Chairman, that's consistent with the Abraham report, and that also identifies the source of funding, by and large, from unappropriated.
Correct. You'll notice that several weeks ago, we amended it based on, after the last advisory board meeting.
Right.
Member Beckerman had some good suggestions about the threshold and the amounts, because we had things, I think we had it at 35 when we started, and then we dropped it down, and Michelle can correct me, to items of 5,000 and above, whereas the seller was 35 before. So it changed before, but we've never taken a vote on it. This is the final one. We're all in sync.
That's great news. So I would move, Mr. Chairman, for the fiscal 22 capital planning for Norfolk County, the total sum of $1,109,895, and said funding to be provided in various ways as outlined and presented to us, I guess on a memo that was dated, God, where is it? The date, do I need a date? Recently, yesterday? Was it yesterday, Bill?
Yes.
When was that memo prepared?
6/9/21.
Okay, thank you. So move, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll put that to bed and send it along for tonight.
Now what?
Number 17. Fiscal year 2021 budget request from Registrar O'Donnell. This has to deal with the subject matter that was discussed earlier today in executive session. It was a request to award pay for employees for excellent service, exemplary service during the pandemic crisis, which is finally winding to an end. There's been a lot of discussion on this. We received some correspondence. We've done some research, and we had met with our labor counsel today, Michelle McNulty, and I've placed it on the agenda as a way of dealing with it and taking care of it one way or the other.
The problem there, Mr. Chairman, if you're looking for feedback, is that council more or less indicated in prior opinions from council, correct? From our other opinions from our council, indicated that the funds that were being suggested from Registrar O'Donnell can only be spent for registry people, if I'm reading that memo correctly and listening to it.
Yeah, it's a June 16th, 2020 memo from Scott Lopez, our counsel.
So that kind of narrows the focus in terms of the, I get the intent where Registrar O'Donnell wanted to use some money for people other than the registry. He had mentioned other people, and then we get into the merits of, again, everybody worked hard. This was an unusual year. Everybody faced challenges and everybody worked hard. It's a difficult thing to then just signal out one group. I don't think that was anyone's intention. I can't see a way at present out of our budget to take care of our other very well-deserving county employees. I can. It's certainly I could go forward with the registry since the money is Registrar O'Donnell's. I almost say Commissioner, Registrar O'Donnell's, and I think he's within his rights to do that. I believe he is. But I don't think, I'm not clear where we could get the other money to take care of maintenance and other people. That's a tough one.
Okay. Commissioner Collins? Any question?
Yeah, I think it comes down to the issue of fairness. If we can only use the money that's in the registry accounts for registry employees, then the proposal by the register to spread it around to other departments, although laudable, won't work. We can't do it. It's not legally allowed. So I think the premise upon which the offer was made falls apart.
Okay. Do we have a motion on this?
I will, again, it's that kind of a day. I fully understand Commissioner O'Donnell and the registry. I know that there were maintenance people that were there all the time, other people as well. I don't like to get into signaling people out, and yet I'm in a dilemma. I can't see how we can say no to Registrar O'Donnell and not allow him to take care of something that he has the monetary right to do. Am I making sense? So maybe I would say I would vote the supplemental request from Registrar O'Donnell. I would vote to move that. I'll just move it. For the sake of argument, I'll move it. But it can only be used for registry people. It really can't be used for anyone else. That's the sadness. It's a tough thing based on legal counsel.
That's a motion?
Yeah, is that the correct form, at least? I don't want to be ruled out of order.
Well,
Is that the correct motion, Mr.
let me
Chairman?
see if Commissioner Collins, do you have
No,
well, okay, wait a minute, I'm not taking a vote yet.
Wait,
I don't think it's correct, Commissioner Stady, in that
okay,
Attorney McNulty said that if we were going to entertain this, it's got to be subject to negotiations anyway,
you're right,
relative to
you're right,
people hired after a certain date,
you're right, you're right.
people, nuances like that.
You're right, absolutely. I'm very sorry
And
about that. You're right. I'll withdraw that motion. So the correct motion, I think, Mr. Chairman, would be for, I would move that we enter into impact bargaining for the sake of dealing with, I want to use the right word, looking at, God, she cautioned what words to use. I don't want to use the wrong words here. I would say we've moved to go into impact bargaining with the respective unions for the sake of dealing with the issue raised by the register concerning supplemental pay. Try that.
Okay.
Trying. You're right. You're right. That was the correct way to do it. You're right. I'll move that. Peter will probably still say no, but I'll move.
That's a motion. Commissioner Collins, do you want to second that motion?
I do not want to second the motion.
Okay.
And the reason I don't want to second the motion is because although laudable, I appreciate it. And I think everyone at the registry deserves it. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But we don't have the funds to support increases at the other departments. And to single out one department for this extra money, I believe it's pitting county employees against county employees. It's pitting county unions against county unions. And I'm sure that was never the intent, but that's what we would be doing with this motion. And for that reason, I vote no.
Okay.
Oh, you're not going to second it, and I'm going to rule that we can't entertain that motion because there's no second.
I'm having a heck of a day, Mr. Chairman. All right.
How about another motion? Any other motions?
That's all I have, That's fine. We tried. I understand. Totally get it. We're locked in. We're boxed in. I think that decision boxes us in, and I don't know where we could get any other money from any other source at this point to, again, I concur with Commissioner Collins. Everybody should be getting something.
I agree too.
How do you do it? How do you do it? So at least we could talk about it. It's off our list. We did the best we could.
Well, I don't know if it's off our list.
Oh.
This actual motion has to deal with tonight's, bringing this to the advisory board.
Okay,
It's a supplemental budget request.
Okay.
The issue of this pandemic pay, which again, laudable, but has to be negotiated. I don't know that, we can't, well, I can't speak for the unions. Maybe will come up at the later, at negotiations. But I would
But I
like
thought-
to deal so that we can give a reasonable
but
answer.
if we can't go into negotiations, we can't go forward on it. If you had
No,
pointed,
no, but I, not today certainly, but I don't know, what the next contract negotiating will bring.
Okay.
However, the purpose of putting this on the agenda is that we need to pass or deny the supplementary budget request.
Right.
And to forward it to the advisory board, or
Now,
not
we
to
need-
forward.
we need to amend our supplemental appropriation. Is that all set for tonight, Mr. Chairman? Is that all set to go forward? The numbers on it?
We amended the other items, the books, the binding, and I think there was a third item on there. That's gone. That's what they're gonna, I believe they're gonna pass that tonight. It's on
Okay.
their agenda.
Okay,
And the reason we wanted to get this done before the 9th was if this were gonna go on there,
right.
we were hurrying to get it in.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, well, if you want to just not take a vote, and we're not going to go forward tonight, though. I don't want anyone to think we are if we're
Right.
not going to.
Right,
And I'll have to report to Chairman Reardon, but I can do that this evening.
Yeah.
Is that sufficient enough?
yeah, that's fine. I can withdraw my motion where it doesn't lacks a second. Technically, parliamentary.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'll withdraw my motion, Mr. Chairman, and
Okay.
let that matter be tabled for perhaps another date.
Future consideration.
Okay?
Okay, thank you. That concludes item number 17. Let me mark it here. Number 18, report of the county director.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Michelle.
How are you?
The last meeting. Are you excited?
Very, very
She's
excited.
relieved. I don't know if she's excited.
Yes, yes. Thank you, everyone, for all your assistance through this trial. As the interim director, I appreciate everyone's support and help, and very happy to go back to my HR home. As far as updates, I have a few updates. And Infinite Visions, as you know, I've reported in the last several meetings that we're doing trainings with all staff, because as far as the financial reports, best practices, this is part of the process. We've done some supplemental appreciations that would help fund this program. And currently we're at the tail end of the training for this portion, and it's lead plans. We do have all departments participating. Unfortunately, the Registry of Deeds have not been able to participate in this training, which is unfortunate. I know it's year end and it's a busy time for the Registry of Deeds, but it is really essential that we have someone over there attend these trainings, because that's what they are set up for. I do apologize for not reaching out to them directly about the training, but I just updated the entire organization via my director updates, and I'm hopeful that they'll be able to attend at least one day for the lead plan training, so they'll have that. I know there was some questions about the insurance and the supplemental, and I just wanted to just give you an overview of challenges that we have with the insurance piece. So sometimes, according to the contract, when an employee on workers' comp goes off payroll, and when I say off payroll, that's someone that doesn't have any sick time leave or personal time left in their bank, the county covers 100% of the insurance payments for up to 1 year. And that's in the contract. So that's something, when we're putting our budget together, that's not something we really forecast. So we did have a couple employees that were out this year that we did have to pay 100% of their insurance, and it was up to a year. So that's something that we didn't plan for. Another item that hits this line item is employees who retired. They actually don't receive their first pension check till approximately 6 weeks after their last day of work. but we pay the insurance bill 100% and then invoice the employees the difference. And I have been delayed in invoicing some of the employees due to this role. So some of those payments are coming in later than we would have originally had them. So that's definitely on me. Another aspect is employees who enroll in our health plans are expected to pay for the plan a month in advance. The county pays for the monthly invoice in full. It invoices the employee after they receive their first check. So if it's a new employee, it takes a couple weeks before we invoice them, and then they reimburse us. So sometimes there's a delay in that, catching us up on that employee benefit portion of the amount. And then employees who retire may decide to enroll their family in the health plan prior to retiring. And the county is responsible for paying 70% of their health insurance for the remainder of their life. So that's for all county employees, school and hospital and county employees. So I just wanted to bring all that up to you because that's just some information that you may not have known. And it does add to that. So I just wanted to share that with you. I also received a retirement that I want to share with you, and I see that he's on, so I just wanted to share with you that we did receive a retirement from one of our employees at the county, and he's not retiring to the end of August, and I really appreciate him reaching out to me and letting us know to give us some time to really succession plan for this position, but that's Dale Kurtz, our veterans advocate. So Dale is on the call. I don't know if anyone wanted to, if he wanted to speak, if anyone wanted to speak to him, but I wanted to update you.
Oh my goodness. Did you say Dale is retiring?
I did.
Oh my goodness, what a year. Oh my goodness. Wow.
That was a
I think
tough
it's easy.
bill, let me tell you.
Wow.
May I suggest, and anyone can say anything they want to, get Dale, that we carry this and around August 1st and have Dale in for some salutations.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think that's great.
Again, we all know what the job he's done, and we all know how hard it is to find veteran service advocates, but we're going to cross that bridge with Dale later in July or
Yeah.
August.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Wow.
And
I'm sorry, go
Commissioner,
ahead,
that's all I
Michelle.
have for now.
Okay. Because we have a 3:00 meeting,
Chairman,
yes.
one more thing. I'm sorry, I forgot one thing.
Take your
I
time.
want to remind everyone regarding our meetings and open meetings. I know there's been questions about this, but as it stands now, as of June 15th, 2021, we will no longer have virtual meetings. All meetings will be in person unless we vote to include the virtual option. And there may be, another vote coming that this is extended to September 1st, but as I'm here sitting with you today, as of today, June 15th is the day for these virtual meetings to conclude. So I just wanted to remind you of that.
Well, that means that next week's meeting will be in in-person meeting.
Unless extended by I heard there was.
Unless
Yeah, there was
the
some.
whatever the governor says, and it may go to September.
That's what I heard.
But as a
Right.
reminder, we post our meetings on Monday. We will be posting our meeting for next week prior to any changes that might come that Tuesday on June 15th. So I believe that we need to post it as a live meeting for next Wednesday. I mean, you can certainly.
Okay, we're gonna discuss and take a vote on it.
Can we, is that?
We've been,
Is there,
Commissioner Collins,
what do you say?
Yeah,
Would
what
you
if we post it as a live meeting, unless otherwise notified by the state, we can go to remote.
okay, is that a motion? Put that in the form of a motion. Okay.
All right, I'll
do we
make
have
the
a sec-
motion that next week our meeting will be live and in person. Unless notified by the state, we are still allowed to have a remote meeting via Zoom.
Do we have a second?
I had a question.
Sure,
Would it be,
discussion.
Mr. Chairman, again, to you and to
Yes.
anyone, would a remote or some option be available for a member perhaps that maybe be away, or like in the case of, say, Peter, he had to leave for his family and had to do something. Could we still have that capability provided? Is it through Skype or Zoom, or Could we look into that and have that ready in case that does, we go forward and live? I'm fine with going live, but if we want to look ahead, sometimes we have summer coming, travel coming, people are away. I don't know if we have a summer schedule. Do the commissioners even have that? Most boards have that, but those are thoughts I had. Would that be a component we could at least talk about moving forward? Have the option?
Sure.
Okay. That's all.
My worry is next week is the 16th. That's all. I just don't want to not be prepared and have something. I think we have the ability to do that now, but I'm not positive. But I'll see that we look into it. Michelle looks into it.
Okay.
Look into it.
Right.
But if we could get a vote today to go live on the 15th until we hear otherwise, I'd like to get it on the record so she
Fine,
can
that's fine.
post the
I'll make
meeting.
a motion, that's fine. Yep. Thank you.
Okay, motion made and seconded to return to live meetings as of Wednesday, June 16th.
16th, right? Yeah. Okay.
We'll take this vote pending any further notification from the governor relative to his March of 2020 promulgation allowing Zoom meetings. And we'll also investigate whether members can attend if they're out of state or out of the county, I'll say.
There you go. Read my
All in
mind.
favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we'll be prepared to be live next week. Thank you. Anything else, Michelle?
I have nothing. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, Bill has something.
We have another meeting at 3, right? I think.
Correct. But I've got two more things too that
Okay.
have to
Sorry.
get quick. All right. Under 19, emergency items the chair did not reasonably anticipate. At 11:20, I got a ZBA, I got an appeal forwarded to us by our legal counsel, Scott Lopez, on an opinion issued by the Town of Walpole Zoning Board of Appeals. No, issued by the building inspector in Walpole relative to a recent decision concerning Kearsarge Walpole LLC, which is our solar vendor, relative to 1377 North Street, Walpole, Mass. It is necessary that we sign this because they're going to notify us of an appeal hearing, which will be before the Zoning Board of Appeals. And Attorney Lopez will represent. It's necessary that we be there. This is just notification. I will sign it. I just wanted to let you know that the decision has been appealed, and it's necessary that we appear at a later date. I don't have the date on here. I have all the other information though, so that's for your.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, on that.
I'll
Yes.
make a motion that we allow.
What?
I'll make a motion we allow the chair to sign the document as outlined.
Motion made and seconded that the chair be allowed to sign it. Discussion. Go ahead, Commissioner
quick.
Stan, and then we'll take a vote.
I'm probably talking more in my limited role as a zoning attorney. The decision by the building commissioner is just troublesome. I will just say that.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to look at this very carefully. Certainly, it's within our rights to appeal, and hopefully we'll make our best effort on that. But at some point, like I said, politely, I know a council may not be available for different reasons, but we really need to get them in when possible and evaluate where we go. And in terms of monetary and our expense too, Mr. Chairman, I say that politely.
Yes.
Point.
No question about it.
These are tough cases. The law is very tricky, and it's constantly, you use the word volatile, it's always evolving. And, what's good law perhaps a month ago may have been overturned by the land court even like yesterday. So I support the idea of the appeal. We need to find out where we stand on this, but it bears very careful scrutiny. That's all. For what it's worth.
Okay.
Right?
This is an appeal, as you said, from the action taken by the building inspector as an administrative official.
Yeah.
With respect to denial of our application to construct and operate ground-mounted solar and energy storage facility at the address listed above.
Right.
And 1377 North Street. And it just came in today. It's necessary that we go forward. Attorney Lopez says we have to defend ourselves. Okay, all in favor of the motion to allow the chairman to sign and go forward?
So forward. So moved. All in favor. Aye.
Thank you. Okay, I have one other item, if there's nothing else, because we do have a 3 o'clock meeting. I don't know if this is in memoriam. I just want to mention a great friend of President's Golf Course who passed away last week, Mr. Robert Meehan, 75 of Milton. He was an avid golfer and a longtime member of our course, and he was many times president of the Men's Association. And this last few years, he served as treasurer of the Men's Association and of the golf club. He also has won the club championship several times. He was a painter by trade, but a fixture at our golf course, and several people had followed this to me. And I would like to adjourn this meeting in his memory. He passed away June 3rd, June 2nd, and was buried last week. So if you could keep in your thoughts and prayers, Bob Meehan, who was a great friend of Norfolk County and a great supporter of our President's Golf Course.
Right.
Do we have a motion to adjourn at 2:36?
So move, Mr. Chairman. Move to adjourn.
All in favor of adjournment? Aye. This meeting is adjourned.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We'll see you at 3 o'clock on the school meeting.